I get snacks early and it messes us all up. We're muted.
They're crunchy snacks, that's why.
They have very crunchy snacks.
Valid. It's on my to-do list.
Thanks,
Oh,
Christine.
guys. So bright.
I thought you were going to start making shadow puppets. Not the right kind of light, huh?
See you later, guys.
Now that I'm blind from looking at that light bulb.
So I am
Oh, we got... I've never eaten these before, but
streaming from
they've
the
got
computer.
honey
So.
wheat pretzel braids, which are
Coach N.
not in fact braided at all.
Not even a little.
And some cheese puffs and these peanut butter cookies, which I'm about to get into.
Why do I have... Oh.
I made those peanut butter cookies. I took that prepackaged dough and I put it right on that cookie sheet.
I have 4 missed
Can you
calls.
do it on a stone?
I did. With parchment paper.
That's
Oh.
why I appreciate you, because we have
Oh,
a friend
the
that does that to it
debauchery.
on the stone and they get messed up every
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
I'm a parchment paper stone kind of girl. Those
My-
went a little long, but not too bad.
My aunt in New Hampshire, we gave her a stone back when they were like newfangled from
Yeah.
Pampered Chef in like
Woohoo.
the 90s. And she said she
A little
actually used to tell
influencer.
her kids
Hey, Sherry.
that scraping the burn off the bottom was part of the instructions until the
Those
stone.
did get a little
That's
dark on the
funny.
bottom. Not too bad though.
Our
Oh.
other friend makes crunchier cookies.
It was
Oh.
both my leagues I lost.
You know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Both of my leagues I lost. Very much so. I don't know if I can move
What,
this
you
a
want
little
those scary
closer.
puzzle cookies? I will show you.
Come closer. Come closer.
Beautiful, decorated. Shelf stable. Ordered as a fundraiser.
What?
They're shelf stable. They don't have to go.
Are they like already dough?
Yeah, there's already dough in there and stuff. I don't understand how you
It's
don't
like
have to refrigerate
terrifying.
it, but
What?
all right.
So what
So,
local crap storm are you eating? Is the ultimate question.
First of all, this looks like something
hang on.
I would get out of Grease, like the movie Grease.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
there's some grease in them.
Oh, there's definitely grease in them.
One of the women at
Palm
work.
oil,
eh?
Her daughter was doing like a fundraiser
Oh.
for like their volleyball team or something like that. So it was
Coaster
like,
Mom.
order the cookies, they're $20. I was like, oh sure.
Let me read this. Let's see. So,
They got
Yeah.
trans fats, but they say 0, but it's a lie because it says hydrogenated.
flavor choices are watermelon, pineapple,
Oh,
apple,
it was like-
peach, mango,
I don't
green
think
apple, or European cider. So, Coaster Mom wants to know which one she should have.
I mean, if it's me, the answer is pineapple.
Ooh, remember the
I
pineapple
would-
that didn't go bad?
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Well, Stella
It
says, taste the
depends.
apple Coaster Mom.
It depends upon
Apples too
what
plain.
what
What do you eat?
what brewer of watermelon. First of all, because I'm very particular about the watermelon cider.
Yes, pineapple.
Um,
Ace. Ace is the only one I know that does pineapple.
I don't know a European cider. I would want to see
Or what European?
what European kind of cider it was.
Like, are we just talking like Magnus?
Right. Whoa, Magnus pear cider. Yes, please. We have many a snacks. Thank you to Stephanie. She brought us a bunch right before we,
Alrighty, maybe
Turn this thing
one more
on.
of those pretzel sticks,
So.
and then I'm gonna start
and
concentrating.
then we're
for
gonna
real.
stop concentrating. So, Lee. All right. How is everybody doing? Good. Everybody ready to roll? Welcome to Touchdown Tuesday. We getting real fancy. Were these cookies the ones out of the box?
Yep.
They're not half bad.
Not bad at all.
Excuse me, guys.
Well, I figure I'm eating them.
How we got?
I didn't grow a third eye, and I'm not glowing. So,
Not yet. Where you going? What can I do for you? Apple.
so, Well, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in.
I found a spot.
Thank you for being here. Hope everybody's had a great day. And we are ready for Touchdown Tuesday. Oh, Bold Rock. I think Bold Rock isn't Bold Rock the one from Epcot, if I'm not mistaken? Or am I making that up in my own mind?
I'm not a huge Stella Artois cider person, personally. I literally would rather have Magnus.
Nice, Coach. Coach won in both his leagues.
I won one, lost one. It's very apparent to me that one of my teams is significantly better than the other.
Well, I lost both mine. One by a lot and the other one by a little bit. All right, so let's get rolling. Hope everybody's hit the like button. If you have not already, please check out my new trailer. I would assume everybody here is on the Discord.
I thought you were going to be able to show it this way.
I think I can show it. Let's try. I don't know. I was trying to get this to work before, so let's see what's going to happen.
Become part of this growing community to find all your Disney news, sports talk, discover new food and drinks, and go on epic adventures across the globe. Never miss out on a family fun stream with engaging people, in-chat games, and fantastic locations to see. Don't miss out. In a world with so many choices, only one YouTube channel stands out from them all. Shawn Urban. Become part of this growing community to find all your Disney news, sports talk, discover new food and drinks, and go on epic adventures across the globe. Never miss out on a family fun stream with engaging people, in-chat games, and fantastic locations to see. Don't miss out.
All right, so I tried to play it twice. I'm still working on this whole scene thing, and I don't know, for some reason, I don't know what is happening with it. It makes lag on this computer when I do the whole scene thing and try to play that, but
Bye, guys.
you can find it on the main page if you haven't seen it yet. It is definitely, it should be listed, and I don't know how it works. It's listed as a trailer. It was some of the YouTube options. So the voice part of it is done by Brent Allen Hagel. So he's the guy that does a lot of the voiceover work for like the Discovery Channel, TLC, CBS. You'll find him on. He's done a lot of first-run movies, like big box office movies. He's done the TV trailers for. So, and then the background music, I found it was non-copyrighted music, so I don't get hit with that. And I put it together yesterday. So, again, you can find that on the page. So, yes. Family fun stream. We are keeping it clean. So, what's happening this week?
Well, we're supposed to talk first about the Patriots Slaughterfest.
Oh, right.
That they killed the Jets.
Yeah, so the Patriots Slaughterfest against the woeful Jets. The Jets were pitiful. The Jets were.
They looked bad.
They looked god awful.
Of course, the only thing that I noticed out of the Jets that looked good was Michael Carter, the running back.
Yep.
And obviously Corey Davis, since I benched him.
Of course.
That's a week-to-week thing. I did hear today that they signed Joe Flacco because
Really?
Yeah, well, did you see the backup? Like, I had never heard of him until Sunday when we walked out. I'm like, who's this white kid?
White, right?
Yeah. And I don't mean, like, skin color. I mean, that was his last name.
That was his last
Like,
name.
who's this clown? And he was bad. I mean, just about as bad as Zach Wilson. So, yeah, I'm fairly certain that they plan to have Joe Flacco play immediately.
Did we know what happened with his knee? He had torn MCL? Because that was a nasty...
No,
when Judon rolled up on him, that looked awful.
It is a PCL sprain out.
Whoa.
But we had sustained some injuries on defense. I think it's just, honestly, I don't think it was the way that the defense is playing. I think it was the amount of time the defense was on the field.
Yes. Yeah, I would say. Again, on the field, way too long.
I know it was the Jets, but we looked better than we have.
Can't hear her well?
It's that probably this computer.
Could be. May have to move it
Can you
closer.
put it where the snacks are?
Yeah, I'm gonna rearrange stuff here. Patriots rising.
Not much, Coach. I don't expect them to rise very high.
Let's try this. Have not seen Free Guy yet. Nicholas, I have not seen Free Guy. Oh, and it's Pat's cat.
Well, Coaster
right.
Mom, you just down it, and it'll get every other cider you have after that will be better.
But yeah, start with the worst. I mean that is
if
always.
If it's an ace, I'm sorry.
So let me. Well, you have the injury list up there, right?
Yeah.
So Miles Sanders.
Yes.
Right. So I have been. I've been holding on to Miles Sanders. I actually used him because at the beginning of the year he was like kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
He either had a really good game or he didn't. And I don't know. After the last couple of weeks, his production has been terrible. And now that he's got like this rolled ankle thing going on, I'm just kind of like, nope. So I am getting rid of him this week.
Well, I mean, that's sort of how I felt about some of the players I traded away this week. It was a matter of like, yeah, they might have had a great week and given me a lot of points, but then the next week they'll give me like 2.
Right.
So do I want to be... Would I rather have somebody that I know I have to start and I don't have to make that decision?
Yeah.
Or not? But
Just consistent.
Miles Sanders worries me because he's on a team with a very mobile quarterback.
Yes.
So,
although they say one of the impacted players is Boston Scott, right?
Who was a running back on the
right.
same team.
Who I have never watched play before.
Oh,
have you seen him at all?
Really
I have
good.
never watched him play.
You know, the interesting thing to me, I see on here that I know that like the number 1 waiver pickup for running backs is supposed to be Kenneth Gainwell this week.
Yes.
I don't know. Let me look. It makes me feel like something's wrong with Boston Scott because I would have picked up Boston Scott first. But Boston Scott must be injured.
And Gainwell kind of scares me because he's been really inconsistent too. And he's been more missed than hit. So.
Well, so far this year.
That figures, right, CeeLo?
He's only played 1 game. Boston Scott. So he must have been inactive in the other games. He must have kept him on like the practice squad. But last week he had 7 touches.
Well, I guess. I mean,
versus like 26 for Joe Mixon.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I don't know.
So
there's snacks, Triton.
There are snacks. Finally.
Yeah.
So Coach says, "Oh yeah, you know what? Madison would be a decent pickup if he's available."
I would only.
I think
mean,
he'd be more consistent.
If you're an idiot Dalvin Cook owner, you don't already have Madison. But if you have him, you should have already grabbed him. Now is the season that you need to grab like the real backups.
Yes.
I don't think, as a Miles Sanders owner, being the way that team operates and how the season's gone so far, I wouldn't have already grabbed Gainwell. Those are not big names that I'd be grabbing as backups. We're talking like Tony Pollard behind Zeke. We're not.
Right.
Miles Sanders, like, literally on our waiver wire, I'd rather have Melvin Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no thank you. In fact, if it was on my team and I was you, I'd rather keep Latavius Murray, who's injured.
Who I am.
I'd rather keep him.
Yep, and that was the choice I was kind of thinking. I'm like, all right, who do I get rid of?
I'd rather have
8
to 10 point Latavius Murray.
Yep. At least he's consistent when he's out there.
Yep. So, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these NFL teams, they've tried to rebuild in new systems, and it's not working out for them. The Eagles being a team that went from Carson Wentz, who was actually quite terrible at many things, but he threw the ball.
He was terrible at many things.
Yeah. But Jalen Hurts isn't much of a passer. He's big on run plays and short yardage, so it's tough for a whole system to adjust to something like that. And I feel similarly I worry about the 49ers. Like, I worry about Elijah Mitchell being first of all, like, Jermichael Hasty's back, and I worry about the running backs in that scheme because they're going to transition to Trey Lance. They're going to stop throwing the ball. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo is a throwing quarterback. They've been building around him for years. Now you want to change that. It's like that in Chicago.
Yep.
Who knows what's happening in Houston?
I think I would stay away from those teams.
Yeah, I would stay away from the Broncos. Like, I don't even want them on my roster. I don't want to be making those decisions.
Sure. I'll tell her about it later.
But anyway, so let's move on to the next injury, which is Josh Jacobs, who has been my producer's bane of existence, as his injury status goes in and out all the time. You don't know if he's going to play. And same thing, I don't know if it's probably the Raiders. It's probably whoever decides to report, because they've also had the same thing with Darren Waller.
So
it's like 2 minutes before the game. It's like, is he going to play? Is he not going to play?
So teams have until it's either Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning to put out their initial report.
Right.
But that can always change because, like, they can list guys as, like, DNPs, which is, did not participate. So they can list them as hurt. So a lot of these guys that are getting hurt, like, it was that, say, Josh Jacobs has, like, a chest injury, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to say he's out until literally game time. They're going to leave him for a game time decision.
Because you want the rival team to prepare for
But
them.
as a fantasy owner, that really kind of sucks.
Yeah, there's panic. And you know what makes me nervous is the fact that John Gruden's out of there now. That they might be more willing to throw the ball around. So much so that I think that you might see... I'm noting that an impacted player from Josh Jacobs is Kenyon Drake. Drake scored a touchdown last week.
Did he really?
I'm pretty sure.
So I would think that assessment could be true because I have Renfro. And once Gruden went away...
He got 14 rush attempts last week.
Really? And how many yards in those attempts?
I don't know, per touch, but he had 69 yards and 1 touchdown. Plus 3 targets.
So that's not really bad.
3 balls for a backup running back? Yes, please.
So, if you look at, which is funny that you mentioned this. So if you look at Hunter Renfro, so he's been kind of okay, but like Gruden leaves how many weeks ago now? 2?
2 weeks.
So he left. What was it? Week 5.
He was in for week 5, not in week 6.
Not in week 6. And the guy's production dipped that week, but then started coming back up. So, I think that
how many targets
the Raiders
did he get?
throwing, let's look. The Raiders throwing is probably a little bit more. It's probably spot on.
Game 1.
So, which one? 7? Like last week? 8 targets. Caught 7 of them for 58 yards. Week 6 was 5 of 3. Week 5 5, 8 of 6. Big week. 6, or I should say 6 for 8. 6 for 8 there. 7 for 6. 5 of 7 first week.
They threw
6
Henry
of
Ruggs.
9.
They threw Henry Ruggs 4 passes. He caught all 4. Let me check the other one here.
So if you got Renfro, he needs to legitimately he needs to get like 8 balls thrown at him to have a shot of
they threw
putting up good
4
points.
at each of their other wideouts.
Really?
Yep, and I'm going to check the tight end because I'm pretty sure he got a touchdown too. The one that was in for Waller did not play, so it's Foster Moreau.
Yep. So that's interesting. So Hunter's been getting a majority of the looks.
Foster Moreau, 6 targets, caught all 6, 60 yards and a touchdown with
Drop
the absence.
Patrick.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
drop Tim Patrick.
Yeah. That's on my hit list of things to do this week.
Although,
Start
if
swapping
there's
them
not
out.
a better option, then I wouldn't.
Well,
I
I
mean,
don't
we're
know.
talking like we're bottom barrel here. We're thinking about
like
pickups.
kind of scraping the bottom here.
Yes.
Let's see if I dropped Patrick in 1.
I have Tim Patrick on one of my teams. I'm probably going to just wait and see because I don't really think that, like, I mean, let's give you an example direct, okay? If I'm going to drop Tim Patrick, I have other receivers that are much better, but if I'm going to drop Tim Patrick, my next option is Jarvis Landry.
Oh, yeah? All right, so...
Is that... Who knows? I'm going to keep going on these injuries. I don't know what you're looking at.
I was just looking at one of my rosters. So, yeah, I would probably try to drop Patrick and pick Judy back up because he's going to return for Week 8 against Washington.
Yeah,
so
if you were a Judy owner, I would have put him in IR.
I had him in IR, but I had to give him up with the bipocalypse.
Good luck, because I think he's coming back.
Yeah.
There's only 2 teams out on bye this week, and I think there's 4 more next week, but it seems to be less.
Really? Coach is dropping Cup. Coach, he's not working out for you?
What?
Are you sure? I'll trade you Patrick for Cup.
What a deal that would
That's
be.
a deal right
kidding
there.
Me? Cooper Kupp
Really?
eats breakfast with Matt Stafford. You can't drop him.
Really?
Literally.
He's going to drop Cooper Kupp?
I think he's just being a jerk. There's
No.
way. He's not dropping Cooper
There's
Kupp.
no way you're going to drop him. Come on.
He's like the number 1 receiver. Let's be real. Let's look and see what kind of a... I think maybe Coach is trying to get me to swear. Because I'm about at that level right here.
He's consistently, with the exception of like 2 weeks, he's getting 20-plus points.
Okay. Cooper Kupp is the number 1 wide receiver on the season in fantasy points in
He
a
got
non-PPR.
32 points last
Look
week
at
in
he
PPR.
is being a jerk. He knows it. I'm like,
hey, you know what? If you want to get rid of him, Tim Patrick's your man. That guy's gonna pull you a solid 8 points a week. What a trade!
I know everything that I need.
Hey, Avery. No, good job, Avery. Awesome.
Anyway.
So, who else do we got there? Malcolm Brown,
Jonnu.
Sammy Brown, Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu I wouldn't worry. Jonnu Smith is one of those that I'm looking at thinking you probably don't care unless you really have bottom of the barrel tight ends.
Right.
It wouldn't have mattered to you. The only thing is, like, if you have Hunter Henry, he's going to get better a little bit. But it's only a sprain. He'll probably be all right. He might even play next week.
Yeah, he'll probably take at least a week off, I would say.
Yeah, maybe.
Which that means all the looks for tight end will go to Hunter Henry.
But I would
who's been doing better, but
I would hope that you bet on some other tight ends.
Yeah, because you gotta. So Henry has to split time with Aguilar, Bourne, Myers. I mean, there's
Aguilar. Can we for a hot second? This week it was like I forgot who I had. Somebody went out. They were.
I know. I thought about picking him up, and I said nope because he has been inconsistent in producing points. And I mean,
It was
right? Hometown cooking.
Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard was ruled out. Couldn't use him.
No.
So
Wilson W. Wilson.
I'm like, I'll just drop somebody and pick up whoever. So I'm looking at all these analysts that I see, and it's like, on Yahoo it says Darnell Mooney, and I'm like, but I see Nelson Aguilar, and all the analysts are like, don't take Aguilar. I'm like, but it might be more interesting to watch the Patriots game. Like, he's good for like a touchdown once in a while, right? He might get one. No.
Yep.
So
the dude goes on a tear.
I'm like, son of a... Like, here
Avery.
he is.
Avery, that's awesome. Avery is one of my my former students when I was at New Bedford. That's great, Avery. Good luck. Get out there and work, son. Get out there and work.
Now's the time. They're paying premiums.
Now is the time.
A good company like Stop and Shop.
I went by a sign the other day in a McDonald's near us. They were paying like $16 to $20 an hour.
I can go to Walmart
to go and like
start
flip
at
burgers.
$25.
That is
an hour.
absolute insanity to me. I can't even.
I'm like,
cannot even believe
is it worth
that.
the pay cut for the stress?
Is it worth the pay cut?
Because the stress will definitely go down if I work at Walmart. Maybe it is.
Oh, so now a knee sprain, huh? Not Malcolm.
Brown?
Yeah, I'm looking at the next one because I think I have McLaurin in one of my leagues. So.
I really have a very little interest in the Washington football team.
And I don't know how he's going to impact any of those guys.
I do think that maybe, potentially, Ryan Fitzpatrick might come back in a couple of weeks, and then I might be interested. But at this time, I have zero interest in the... I hate calling them the football team. I really can't wait until they pick a mascot. I don't even care if I call them like the Senators, which is the least or most terrifying thing I've ever heard.
The Washington football team is awful. Yeah. That's a terrible name.
Well, how many times am I talking about it and I say like the football team?
That football team.
Yeah. They're taking on the football team.
Hey,
they're
Lee.
all taking on football teams. Come on now.
What's up, Lee? None yet. Although we could, because this one over here, like, carbon freezes hers to get her through the year. So, like, she'll go downstairs into her deep freezer and pull out, like, a sleeve of Girl Scout cookies.
I do have a ward of frozen Girl Scouts.
She does. But we're getting to just about the time of year where you tear through the stash and replace it with a new stash.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Yes, the skins, yes. Yeah. Brian K., welcome in, my friend. Hey, Duke Mom.
Yeah, you know what, Coach?
WFT is WTF. Love that. That's incredible.
Yes. I particularly like when people had no idea. You don't even know how many people I talked to that they had no idea that football team is based in Washington, D.C.
Yep. Really?
I swear to God.
Come on.
I had a friend move to Annapolis, and I was like, so now are you going to become, I'll say it, a Redskins fan? And she's like, what do you mean?
Great, there goes the stream.
She goes, what do you mean? Aren't they in, like, Seattle? And I was like,
oh, my God.
That would be the Seahawks.
Oh, my God.
She's like, yeah, but it's like Washington State. I'm like,
no.
I'm like, you're gonna be like, Baltimore Ravens, or you could even be like a Pittsburgh.
As much as
Steelers
I despise
fan.
the Ravens, they're usually at least okay.
Now,
Have you ever been to their stadium? Baltimore's?
Baltimore's, I've seen it, but
very
I've never
nice.
been in it.
It's nice.
Now,
see, this guy, that's crazy, because I almost picked him up because Devontae Adams is out, but now he's in the COVID protocol. So I doubt he's going to play Sunday.
Do you know he's 6'5"?
He is, really?
Yep, Alan Lazard is 6'5".
So, for anybody who, like me, in one of my leagues, has Devontae Adams, he's currently in COVID protocol. They're not sure if he's going to clear it for Sunday, and now it looks like Lazard is also. So, good luck.
But let's just talk for a hot second. I didn't know this. This is news to me. Malcolm Brown, Dolphins running back, placed on IR, and then they sign
Duke Johnson?
When you accidentally sign the wrong D. Johnson, It's him. Duke Johnson.
Come on.
They signed him to the practice squad. Is it that
Oh
bad?
my God.
Who's on their depth chart that's so bad?
That you could have signed Duke Johnson?
He's
Wow.
okay, but I'm not interested.
Yeah, like his second year with
Yeah,
Houston, he was all right.
Miles Gaskin, Savannah Men. I literally.
Savannah Men?
Mhm. I would literally. Something's wrong with Miles Gaskin though, right?
Yeah, didn't he get hurt last week?
That's probably why.
Because I thought he was playing. I thought he was gimpy last week.
Well, if he's anything like me, he's always gimpy.
Oh, Sam's here. Hey, Sam. Don't forget, Sam has his retro stream later on for those of you that are just getting here. Anthony the Molar Man. What's up, pal?
No, he did good last week, Sean.
Really? Why would they sign
15
Duke
rush
Johnson?
attempts.
Maybe they're going to
That's not the kind of backup I would want.
66 the second.
Savannah Men.
Yeah,
He's young though.
I like the signing. Ooh, Coach likes the signing.
You do?
Oh.
No, Duke Johnson. Like, that's literally, like, everybody's like, look, I signed D. Johnson. And I'm like, David or Duke?
Like, wow.
And they were on the same team. So that was bad.
What's the matter with Akers?
He could be back for the playoffs. I don't care about your
Johnson,
kicker.
no. Will Lutz, don't care. Nope,
Oh,
don't care,
no.
don't care.
Lutz is out for the season. That affects
Yeah.
this before. I don't care about you or you. I know that you're a trick player, uninvolved Albert Wilson. Who signed Nate Sudfeld? San Francisco. Interesting. Signing another quarterback?
I had really big hopes for Donovan Peoples-Jones.
No, because
Because-
Jarvis Landry came back.
Right,
Forget it.
because like he had like an okay time, and then Landry came back, and now I'm like, nope.
Landry's sitting out of practice, so maybe
Oh,
you do need to consider Donovan
maybe
Peoples-Jones.
maybe we should consider DPJ.
Yes. Yeah, so I don't think I care about any of the rest of this.
Is that Rager?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
don't.
just go by him?
Yeah, do I care?
Hall's in a touchdown. Who cares?
No, I don't care
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. This is all old news now.
Yeah. Anyways, it's coming back all good. Yep. Hey,
More-
Tattoo Taint. What's
Coach-
going on?
Coach N likes that they signed Duke Johnson because they'll suck worse. See, like, it's,
Where's he sit? Yes. Oh, well, they suck the happier I am, right?
as a Bills
fan.
I appreciate that. As a Patriots fan, you're right.
Yes.
I should appreciate
yeah,
that
I mean, that's
more.
great, right?
Absolutely. What was I thinking?
Nice to see Tattoo Taint in here also. Anthony, did you check out that new trailer I got?
I'm just looking at some stuff. Don't mind me while you talk to your
No,
friends.
that's all right. That's the guy. For those of you just getting here, the guy that's the voice in the new trailer I have is Brent Allen Hagel from Discovery, TLC, major first run movies he's done. He's done all kinds of voiceover work and narration. He's got a really interesting backstory. I actually got hooked up with him, believe it or not, through TikTok. I was like, huh. And he said, well, call today. And I went, oh, how much is this guy going to cost? He's like, hey, listen, I'll just do it for you. And, do it up. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, send me a script. I said, okay. He got back to me in like 3 days. I laid some music to the back of it, and here we are.
So,
Thanks. Thanks, Taint.
I knew you were going to say that.
What was I supposed to say?
You can use taint as the...
Taint. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy to say the whole thing.
I'm just saying.
So that was there any interesting news? I'm trying to, I
That
didn't
was
really
the
hear.
news. You usually pull up the NFL website, look at their news. I can.
I didn't really hear of anything earth-shattering.
Oh. They're still on the Washington football team about John
The
Gruden
letters,
letter
with,
thing.
yeah,
Okay.
yep.
The biggest news I heard, like I said, was
Ooh,
that the Jets signed what's his face there?
Oh,
I see his hairy
yeah, we just talked about
sideburns.
him.
What's his name? Joe Flacco.
Flacco. So the NFL official Carl Madsen died on the way home from the Chiefs-Titans game. That's terrible.
Okay, that sounds bad.
Oh, and just Deshaun Watson. There is trade rumor with Miami about him right now.
There's been trade rumors with Miami. You know who I think is got more fire?
Who?
The Panthers.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad landing spot for him either. That'd
Yeah,
probably
you
be
know
the
why?
better team for him
Because
to go
they
to,
realized how Sam Darnold's not
but
working out.
not
for
really
them.
working.
In fact,
Um,
I'm considering, you know how every week if I have somebody out, I just grab like random people. I'm considering grabbing some of the Carolina like wideouts, like Robbie Anderson,
like in case he goes there.
just for 1 week. The
Yeah.
trade deadline's like next week for them, so if they do it, then you'd know right away. After that, I wouldn't
And
want
there are
Robbie
supposedly
Anderson unless
more
it's-
teams. Supposedly.
Yeah, well,
Philadelphia Eagles is being...
listen,
Wow.
if you have a, first of all, the Texans are stupid. They should have tried to keep him, but that's
Of
beside
course.
the point. But Miami is a team that could use him. Carolina, the Jets, the Giants, like
Actually, Miami... If Miami
The
took him
Broncos.
on, Miami may actually become a contender for the Bills.
they would be. So
That could be their missing piece to actually make them semi-legitimate.
Tua's not that bad. Like
no,
out
but
of the,
I don't think he's ready yet, though. And
I'd rather
Deshaun
have-
Watson would be.
I'd rather have Tua than Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh,
I'd rather
100%.
have Tua than Sam Darnold. I'd rather have Tua than Zach Wilson. I'd
Yep.
rather have Tua. Well, Daniel Jones is like
Geno
kind
Smith.
of on the same. Oh yeah, well, Geno Smith is a whole other world. Yeah, you know, Darnold can stay the
Oh.
hell where he is, Coach. I don't want him
Hello,
here.
Joseph.
I don't want same old Darnold up here.
No. Darnold can stay right where he's at.
No, thank you.
He ain't coming this way.
Nope. I'll
Mm-mm.
keep Mac. Thank you,
Yep. Mac needs some time to kind of
Mac.
get rooted. You know what I
He
mean?
definitely looks better than Sam Darnold. No, thanks.
Yeah, way better.
I'll keep
Where
him.
is
As far as, there's no other news in here that I'm interested in.
Bills would crush the Bills if they decided to play?
I don't see that.
Sorry. That could be, I don't know. It's Bills would,
When are I missed that, Coach. The Redskins said that they're gonna. Well, the Washington football team said that they're gonna announce a new name by the start of next year. I'll believe it when I see it because they said that last year.
Oh, yeah. What else was there? Oh, Patrick Chung got arrested.
Did he?
He did for domestic abuse. He smacked one of his
Wonderful.
baby mamas and shoved her to the ground and broke her phone and
Great. So
assaulted a family member.
Well, he's done.
So there you go. There's that. That'll probably make all the Bills fans happy. I forgot. I heard that on the way home today. I was like, what? Let's see. What
You know
else?
who could? I'm looking at this just like news that I'm going through. You know who could stand another quarterback that was better than this? The Saints. I'm not sold
Yeah.
on Jameis.
Yep.
Don't tell me that he needs time.
No.
He's had enough time. He's not. No, there are so many teams that should look into Deshaun, whether they actually can play him or not. He may never exist in the NFL again if all those charges go through. Who knows? But you know what I think? I think if he gets traded next week to whoever,
Yep.
I think he'll play for a while.
Think so?
I think right away.
Really?
Yeah, because
He'll play for a while?
none of his legislation's gone through.
Oh, yep.
I don't think he'll go. How can he possibly
can he
go on
do
the
that?
exempt list
Yeah, you can't, right?
until that something's settled?
Something's going to happen.
So I think he'd play for a little while. But honestly, it sounds pretty bad for him. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was like just a short-term rental.
So for those of you and I don't know why you would, but remotely thinking about picking up some Bears players, I wouldn't, as they are in the midst of one of the worst COVID outbreaks right now. As a matter of fact, their head coach has to be replaced.
Yeah, Nagy tested positive. Right?
So, yeah, I guess it's running wild through that locker room, so stay away from them. Sit them.
But it doesn't matter if I have no idea what the Bears' vaccination rate is, but if they are highly vaccinated, they will postpone their games.
Yes, they will. They will.
So, if they, I think it's like if they're above 80%, they'll postpone the game. If not, they'll just forfeit. Which I have literally no idea what that does to fantasy football.
Yeah, they would have to.
But let's see. Anyway.
So what? I'm trying to just scroll through my feed
I don't
here
know
to
what's
see.
wrong with this feed, but it's off.
It's not moving. I don't know why it's not moving. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. I just had to reset it, I think. Coach says he'll be like Bell when he returns. Crap. Watson.
Le'Veon Bell
Yeah.
is a crap.
Yeah.
I don't know though. If I was a Denver Broncos fan, Carolina Panthers fan, I would be happy to have a stick of crap as my quarterback.
Stick of crap.
I would. All right, can we talk about the waiver wire? Because that's like on the to-do list and it's already 7 o'clock. I know that you keep asking me about news, but there is no news.
Gardner Minshew's now the new backup for the Eagles?
Good. He's not a bad quarterback.
God. Wow.
You know who he would have been better than?
After the team traded Joe Flacco to the New York Jets. There it is.
No, you need a backup.
So, and that was, October 25th.
Last night.
Yep. So, it looks like Joe Flacco is going to the Jets.
When we didn't have a quarterback yet, and we hadn't drafted Matt.
You were a big Minshew fan.
I was like,
bring him on.
He's going to be better than Cam. But
And they also signed rookie Reed Sinnett, who went undrafted out of San Diego.
No way.
Never heard of that kid.
Okay, so let's talk trades.
Trades?
Waiver wires.
Ooh, waiver wires.
That's why I did a trade this week, because I felt like the waiver
go ahead.
wire.
Tell them about the trade you got off the waiver wire, which I think is a great trade.
You think so, but I think that I am the one that got the lesser end of the trade.
Maybe.
I feel like I always try to shuffle my worst spot and hope that I'm going to pick up a gem off of waivers, which I do occasionally. So, for example, earlier in the season, I did actually put in a waiver for Elijah Mitchell. So, knowing that Raheem Mostert was out, actually I had Raheem Mostert, so I put in for Elijah Mitchell. It was kind of worthless for a while, but I had him. Was able to use him last week because of the bipocalypse. And I had picked up Kadarius Toney a couple weeks ago because I sort of believed that like he might become something, but injuries, like I have no idea, and everybody's coming back. So anyway, I was looking around my league, thinking to myself, all I am is picking up and passing off crap. So I wonder if anybody would make something that might actually help me. And I found our last place team had Dalvin Cook. And I said, I wonder. He had like no other running backs. He had Chris Carson on IR. And he had some like budget running backs that he had picked up in the past few weeks on waivers that he could have like a 1-week rental on. Like the only one that's maybe worth his time is Alex Collins, but also because he has Chris Carson, whatever. So I'm looking and I'm like, this is why this kid's losing. He's got running backs. He's literally playing nobody.
Yep.
So I said, hey, I've got my two main slots. We have 2 running back slots. No flex. I have Najee Harris and Jonathan Taylor. And I had Elijah Mitchell as my, hey, it's a bye week, throw somebody in now. So you're out of squeezy cheese.
What?
You know that during the pandemic, it was quite hard to find the squeezy cheese. But
snap emergency.
It's a problem.
Snap emergency.
I have probably, I don't like to admit it out loud, but probably like 8 cans of Easy Cheese at home in the cabinet. You know it's true too. Anyway, so I said to this Dalvin Cook owner, hey, what you think of Jonathan Taylor and Elijah Mitchell for Dalvin Cook plus some other piece. And I said, you could have Najee Harris if you want, but it'll be Najee Harris and Elijah Mitchell for a bigger piece and Dalvin Cook. And he goes,
which I would have taken, but
yeah.
I would have said yes.
It would depend on what piece he was going to give me, whatever. He goes, yeah, I think I could do that. I think I could stand to have 2 running backs that I could start in this league. He goes, how about Robert Woods and Dalvin Cook? And he goes, would you throw in Kadarius Toney if I gave you another piece? I'm like, would I? You can have him. So, Jonathan Taylor, bye.
Yep.
Elijah Mitchell, bye. Kadarius Toney, bye.
Is...
Come to me, Robert Woods. And then he was going to give me either Mike Davis or Jonnu Smith. And I was like, I don't really want either of them, but I'd rather watch Jonnu Smith as a Patriots fan and at least be a little excited that he might do something. I don't know. So
I think that's a good trade.
Yeah. Most trade analysts and sites say that I'm negative because Dalvin Cook he's only had like 2 good games this year, but he's been injured. The way I see it is Jonathan Taylor's been doing pretty good. He's had 2 games that he hasn't done great. He had like one so we're non-PPR, and he doesn't do a lot of receptions anyway. But he had like 4 points one week and 7 points another week. But everything else has been like 25, 22. So I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think that's terrible. And then you got Woods in the deal.
Woods was like,
right?
I didn't even want to ask for Woods when I saw him on the team, and he's like, yeah, I'll give you Robert Woods.
Okay.
I hope that Cooper Kupp sprains his ankle.
And now, like, Lindsey will jump to number 1 in our league instantly in the next 2 weeks.
I was hoping that with Najee still there, Najee's already had his bye week, Dalvin Cook's already had his bye week.
Yeah, so
I'll pick up Madison, nobody has him, just hold him, because he's worthless to everybody else unless something happens. I'm hoping that Dalvin Cook and Najee would be enough to make up for the rest of the crap on my team. Although,
I bet you
they're not that crap.
They're not terrible.
Yeah.
So, but
I've got Kyler Murray as my quarterback,
which is a great choice.
Adam Thielen's like hit or miss. Either he's fantastic or he's terrible.
Really, he's like ping-ponging this year.
Chase Claypool as a wide receiver. He's
same
either
thing, right? Yeah.
I have Sterling Shepard. I have George Kittle on IR.
Is he coming back? Is he going to make it back this year?
I think he's coming back in like 2 weeks. So I just got to... Maybe I'll just try out Jonnu, find out how he goes for 2 weeks. But I also have Ricky Seals.
If you have not already started thinking about playoffs, what are you waiting for? You've only got like 8 games to go.
Well, you know what's terrifying? I was talking to Sean, so like in that league that I made that trade, I'm in the middle of the pack. And I think I'm like right about half.
I'm 9 out of 12, so I am
3 wins and 4 losses. Yeah, but so you and I are in the same league. I'm 7 out of 12 with the same record. It's just that I have more points. Mm-hmm. And my points are like right up there with these other people up top.
Yeah, they are.
It's just the wins are bad. But in my other league, still, it's the top. I'm the top seed right now, and the top 4 positions are 5 and 2.
Really?
Yeah, 5 wins and 2 losses.
Wow.
Like, I can't be playing games where I'm not winning.
That's crazy.
Like, even in that league, it's like, if I lose this week and those other teams win, I'm immediately in 5th place. Which means I'm out of our playoffs. If our playoffs were next week, and I lost this week, and these other teams won,
you'd be done, right?
I'd be out. I go from 1st to 5th, and there's only 4 teams in the playoffs, so that would be it. But in our other league, being that I only have 3 wins, and I'm still middle of the pack, it's like, you gotta win. So, toss me a Hail Mary, here we go.
And that's my problem, right? So,
you gotta do the same thing, too.
I have to literally do the same thing. I'm at 9th.
I looked at your team for a trade, I don't want your crap.
No, it's because I got garbage.
I literally do not want your crap.
And in my other league, I am 6th. Not anywhere near top of the points. I'm tied with one person in 7th, but I have 6th place because I have more points. So I'm literally right in the middle.
That's PPR, right?
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, you guys got like 900 points? So what kind
of
game
yeah, PPR.
Yeah.
I think I've decided that I like. I guess 12-team leagues are okay, but they are a struggle once you get to now. When you get to the bipocalypse, because typically what happens is that there's garbage left on the wire. So, when you start, never mind having...
Less teams, though, sometimes it gets too easy. Like, I played...
You know what I like about less teams?
I played in a 6-team league, and it was like a joke. Everybody could have, like...
Right, it's like, who's going to make the best roster that week? That's what I like about the small ones. 6 may be a little too small. I think 8 is, like, the sweet spot.
At least, like, in the league that I did that was that small, I felt like... You know how they say that championships aren't won at the drafts?
Yep.
They were.
Yep. Yeah, they were. Mm-hmm.
They were, right then and there.
But yours is special. All right, so, hey, Max. Welcome in, Max.
All right.
I'm going to scroll back up here just for a minute.
Waivers. How do you feel about a 1-week rental on Carson Wentz versus the Tennessee Titans?
Hold on, let's see here.
You don't care. You know how I feel? Pretty good. They looked good last week. The Colts. And the Titans look good too, but I'm thinking the Titans were a fluke.
The Colts looked really good.
All right, so
the Colts looked great. I was actually surprised at how well they looked. They looked last week like what I expected them to look like all year.
I would I'd be interested in looking, like I'm looking at these waiver lists. I'd be interested in looking to see if somebody dropped somebody like Kirk Cousins in the bye weeks. Or to maybe even I sort of have a little bit of interest in Trevor Lawrence now, second half of the season. I feel like
I could see that though.
Better.
I mean, I don't think if you have the room to stash him, I don't think it would be a terrible idea.
He's on my watch list.
I don't think he's going to pull you, 25 points a game, but he might be good for like 20.
How's about
21
this week? Daniel Jones against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh.
They sucked so bad last week. They're literally 31st against opposing quarterbacks.
Right. I'm like, all right.
Something's wrong with them.
I don't know what's going on with them. I'm not sure what's happening this year. They should be 100 times better than what they are, and it's just not happening. I can't believe I would contemplate taking Daniel Jones against the Chiefs because that's how bad the Chiefs have
last
looked.
year.
I would have laughed at you 3 weeks ago and said you are out of your damn mind. Now,
treat me, all of you teammates now.
Right. Now I cannot. I think he's gonna get? I don't know.
30
Jones
points.
for 30. Really? You think he's going to get 30 points? Well, you know what? He may not be that far off, though, because...
Well, if the defense is that bad and it's a high... If
the
Mahomes
secondary
plays, if they're a...
It could be a shootout.
I'd be curious to see...
It could be a shootout.
Yeah, I know. Shari, I can't...
Yeah, and that's incredible. Because, so not last year, so like 2 years ago? 2 years ago now. Is it 2 years? 2 or 3 years ago, like Tyreek Hill was literally the fastest person in the NFL. So I don't know what's going on there with those two, but they are not hooking up like they used to. I don't think I would get rid of them, but man, that's I don't know that Kansas City team that's a tough sell to me right now.
The FanDuel over-under for the Giants-Kansas City game is 52.5.
Is how much?
52.5.
Well, 52.5, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would take the over. I think I would take the over. Because I think both of the secondaries on those teams are so terrible that it could very well just end up being who can go out and score more points the fastest.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at, as I'm thinking here, why they think that he might be a good pickup. But if you assume that both teams are getting around 25, 30 points, I guess. I mean, You know what? They're not. The Giants are not getting there with Devontae Booker running down the field.
No.
So
not at
it
all.
would have to be Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
throwing.
they're going to have to throw. They're
He's
going to have to throw. So if you got
Sterling Shepard's back.
Shepard,
Kenny Galladay's
Slayton,
back.
Galladay.
Tony might be back. Slayton's definitely okay. Evan Ingram's probably going to be involved. I mean, yeah.
Who's been quiet.
I'm not even interested. I'm looking at... This is a huge list of quarterbacks that they have on a 1 week. No, thank you. I'm done looking at them. The only one that I might be interested in grabbing on a 1 week just to hold would be... I would consider grabbing Deshaun Watson to hold him past the trade deadline to see what happens.
Yes, to see what happens.
But I would expect nothing.
Yeah. Look at that. Lee got tickets to the Notre Dame Navy game in 2 weeks. 50-yard line, 13 rows up off the field. That's going to be a great game to go to. I wish I had more time on Saturday to watch college football, but I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
There is so many teams in college football to keep track of. I can't do it.
It's insane. You know
can't
what I
do
do
it.
with college football? I have a little cousin that's into it. Well, little. He's like 15.
Who? Which
Skip.
one? Oh, Skip? Really?
Yeah. So like every
Really?
year,
Skip is into college football?
so
Wow.
every year before our draft, I
Oh,
go
yeah.
like, look, these are the rookies I'm looking at. Should I be
Oh,
looking?
really?
And he's like, no.
I love it.
Why
doesn't he do our league?
I let another family member follow college football for me, so that because it's too much to consume, too much information. So anyway,
He's 15 already?
he,
Holy cow.
I'm
Wow.
pretty sure he's 15. He might be 14. If it makes you feel any better, which I'm sure it does.
No!
So anyway,
That's what...
let's talk about running back. Yeah, Kenny Gainwell is definitely going to be the biggest pickup just because of, what is it,
He
Sanders.
scares me, though. Because, like, when Sanders got hurt in the middle of that game, it was early on he got hurt, like 3 weeks ago in that game. Gainwell came in and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
He pooped himself.
they don't really have any other options, so maybe like on a 1 week, if you know that Sanders is out, I could see, but that's not like a long term. This next one, I am not interested in Brandon Bolden.
Absolutely, not even a little. Don't. I know he's available. He's available in every league because he's Brandon Bolden. He had a great season. He was a flash in the pan like 4 years ago.
They're going to, you know what's
Don't
going to
do
happen?
Don't do it.
Bill Belichick's going to play the game of like, just kidding, it's the J.J. Taylor week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to reactivate Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell's Brandon Bolden? You know, that's
what
what's
happened
going
with
to happen.
Harris? Harris get hurt.
No, he's fine. I mean, he gets hurt every week. He's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
play, but I mean, there's...
He was beasting it up, man. That
Well,
boy was, like,
if you
carrying
guys have
people down
watched the
field.
Patriots at all, which you probably haven't, to be honest, based on where most of you live, only 3 of you have probably watched the Patriots and local.
Probably.
We're definitely not the Patriots of yesteryear. Mac is not Tom Brady.
Not even a little.
He is not as big of a... We're more of a balanced team as far as passing versus running. Whereas in years past, we were definitely heavy passing. So I would say that as a person that watches the Patriots, the running backs are definitely more interesting. But that's why Damian Harris, is doing so well, is because he's definitely... We look like... You know, we look like the old Bills. That's what we look like.
Yes.
Like with, what's his name there? LaShawn McCoy. Like, that's what it looks like. We're giving the ball, like, only to Damian Harris.
And that's it. Nobody else gets it.
Yeah. They do put in, like, other running back to give Harris a hot second, and every once in a while, it's, like, a big play or a touchdown. But I wouldn't count on it staying as Brandon Bolden. And I wouldn't count it being J.J. Taylor. I wouldn't count on it being Ramondre Stevenson either. They're going to... If you buy into that, they're going to break your heart.
Harris is going to get like 80% of the work, and they're going to split that other 20% between all 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
And that's if they even call Stevenson up from the practice squad again. So
if something happens to Harris, we can have a different conversation.
That's a different story.
But as of right now,
At that point, I might tell you to go pick up Stevenson because I think
It would be a wonderful, like, oh crap, my running back's out, and there's the only team that's left on Monday night is a Patriot.
Yep.
Pick
Go
up
get 'em.
one of them. There's a chance that one of them might get a touchdown in any other week.
Yeah, CeeLo, that's exactly his problem. Yep. He has a fumbling
You know
problem.
what,
Can't
though?
hold on to the damn ball.
So does Stevenson and Bolden.
They all do.
J.J. Taylor, not so much yet.
They all
but
need a bunch of stick-em on
yeah.
their hands.
Yeah. So. You know what? I wonder the same thing, Lee. What does that mean? What are we even talking about? Anyway.
I don't know.
Oh. So. No, I wouldn't. I would
I'd
only be
say-
interested in Samaje Perine if you had Joe Mixon.
Penny.
Rashad Penny. I'm not really sure what's happening with Chris Carson. Savannah Ahmed. I know that you aren't interested in the way that but if they are worried enough to bring over Duke Johnson.
You're not kidding.
Something's wrong that we maybe are not certain of. Do you see? Right?
Yeah.
Malcolm Brown must be more hurt than
What
we
are
thought
his
he
stats?
was.
Let's see. So he's got 9 receptions for 93 yards.
That's pretty good.
He's got 75 yards on the ground.
But I don't know if I want him this week
Mm-mm.
against the Bills. But if he's the only thing they can do, well, maybe.
I mean, if you got no other choice and you got to pick up some of these guys, then I guess. But
You know who I'd be interested in looking at now? I'm looking at this list. It's saying like
say
Mike
Mark
Owens.
Ingram at the bottom of that.
This is
Marion Mack.
Marlon Mack. Marion.
Marion?
Mack.
It looks
I
like
love-
Marion
The
from
other
here. I was
day,
like, what? Marlon?
Sean called
Oh,
B.
what is it?
Arthur Burness.
Burness. I was looking at the name. I'm like, Burness? Like, what the hell name is that?
It's definitely one of those things that you had to be there. But I was like,
Bernice?
what the hell is he?
And then all I could think
Who
of
the hell
is
is
the
Burness?
what is it? The Keelah from
Key and
Keely?
Peele.
Yeah, the substitute teacher bit that's on YouTube. That's all I can think of. D Nice, right? Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Yep, yep. Now say it right, and he like breaks the clipboard over his knee.
I was literally crying.
Oh,
when he
man.
called,
I'm like, what is that
Bernice
name?
Arthur Burness.
I've never seen the name Bernice spelled out. It's not.
Burness.
Yeah, I thought Bernice would have been like a BRN like ESE or something.
Nope.
I was like, what is that?
Nope. But so anyway, David Johnson. If I mentioned it and your wife listened, and then she did it, and
What's
it
that?
broke my heart. I wanted to watch. Can you calm down?
What the hell's
Give me
going
your
on here?
juice over there.
Try it again.
Mark Ingram and David Johnson, their schedules for the rest of the year, whichever one ends up taking over as the lead back there. I know that the Texans suck, but you know what they also suck at? Throwing the ball. So you know what would be really good?
If you picked up, probably if you need a running back, right? Pick up one of their
those
running
two.
backs.
I'm serious. Check out their schedule for the rest of the season and make that
Because
indication
it's
on
probably
your own.
who are they playing? It can't be that terrible, right?
They're playing the Rams this week, but the rest of the season,
But
their matchups
they
are
are
real nice.
terrible at throwing the ball.
Yeah, I wanted. I was like, I might pick up Mark Ingram as a flyer, and
As
then all of a sudden
flyer,
it was like,
it's like
Stephanie has picked up Mark Ingram the second. I'm like,
no,
son of a, I can't with you. Yeah, somebody was listening. You know what's funny? As the commissioner, when something goes wrong with somebody's team, I very often text them, and if it's something that they need to make a change,
Oh my God!
I'll give them a suggestion.
Like with Saquon, like I literally set my league and I changed like 3 people because one was injured, 2 of them were on bye week. So she sends me a text message like 20 minutes later. She's like, "Hey, like Barkley's out." I'm like, "No, he's not." And sure enough, I went back and they had made a change like 20 minutes after I'd set my lineup Sunday morning. He was like out.
I checked
I
them
was
all.
like, man.
I check everybody's, but somebody like Stephanie, who I know is not as involved in it as me, if somebody's out there, so she had,
Like mine,
She had
I'm
a
checking
kicker
at like 12:30 anyways, but
she had a kicker, I don't remember who it was, that went out, and I just said, like, it breaks
would
my
you
heart, but I look at my list, and like, I'm like, you need to replace your kicker, this is what I say, I would drop them, and I would pick up,
Yeah.
and I will honestly give you who I would have
Yeah.
picked up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she did that, and now I'm a little bit sad. But she listened to me speaking about Mark Ingram
Yeah,
the other night.
she did.
But look at all right, so I don't know how many of you play on Yahoo, but it rates their matchups by color.
Who's this, marking them? Let's see.
Look
Where are we?
at the rest of, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Oh, come on, come up in green.
Gonna go. There you go. Yeah.
Look
there
at
you go.
the
Stop.
rest of the matchups for the year. Come on. They have if they're going to do anything, they've got 2 bad matchups. That's it. Everything they've done earlier is all red. So, and Mark Ingram himself is getting 16 touches, 18 touches, 14, 26 touches in a game. And you know what I think? I think that David Johnson's a better running back. That's just yes. I don't care what you say, you're not going to convince me otherwise.
I would say it depends upon what the offensive like is.
They
front of
don't
either
think
one
they're
of them.
not giving him more touches. They don't think he's a better running back, but I do. And so I think there's a chance.
I think with each of them, it depends upon the line that's in front of them because they've
Oh.
each done well, but I think you would have to look at the offense in front of them.
Yes, I don't think I want to play them against the Rams this week, but other than that. Oh, Marlon Mack's another one that would be see if he gets traded, but after next week, I would not be interested in keeping him unless he is a Kansas City Chief. Or a Houston Texan. But if he's going to be anything, he'll be a Kansas City Chief. Maybe he'll be a San Francisco 49er. Who knows? But, oh, look. They want you to pick up Cole Beasley.
Ugh.
The only reason
I just got nauseous.
The only reason I like that is because it's against Miami. I would only want him this week. I wouldn't want him long term.
So you know what's funny with him is I'm a big fan of his, and I always have been because when you watch
I like
him,
to call him Beasles.
You like to call him Beasles? No, because when you watch the guy play, he's got an okay set of hands. And he's got decent speed, but he can just run routes really, really well. And he's just never, it's just never clicked for him. It happens.
You know
what I mean?
He's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. That's what it is.
That's literally what it is.
What it is.
And I don't know if it's people just not giving him a chance or what the deal is.
If he was the alpha, it would be better for him. How are you doing top? I want to see it.
Yeah, I wanted to see everybody, but I felt like it was not
Darius Slayton, definitely.
moving.
I would definitely look at Darius Slayton. I think that the Giants are a busy offense, especially this week. But I would be interested. Darius Slayton seems to be the only stable Giant, so don't get rid of him. Chenault would be interesting. He's coming back off of a bye week.
And he's one of those players where I kind of look at him and I watch him every year because I feel like he's always on the cusp of breaking out.
Well, he's a baby. This is only his second year.
He never just week to week. He's just there, and just never just over the hump.
You know what I feel for Chenault is the Jaguars are going to click. At some point.
When?
Soon.
I hope.
Soon. I think soon. I don't think they're going to be great. But I think that Chenault stands a chance with the fact that I do believe that Trevor Lawrence is going to do better. I think that they're going to do better. They're going to have to throw more. DJ Chark is injured. I think that Chenault is probably worth a look.
I just saw this.
I don't care. I know everybody's like, "Oh, Michael Gallup." No, you know what? Amari Cooper is there. You know, that makes me not interested.
I think I would think about stashing him, though.
Okay.
He probably won't. Well, if you read the report on Michael Gallup, he is coming off. He's going to be coming off the IR as a reserve, which then they have 21 days to play him. So I think what you're going to see is he's going to start practicing. He probably won't play for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, but Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, and they've been throwing to Dalton Schultz. No, I don't want Michael Gallup.
So I am going to take him,
He's all yours.
stash him
take
on
the-
my bench
you
for
take
my
the fool's
rotation. Mm-hmm.
For your team that's behind mine in points.
Because when he
It's
comes
all
back,
yours.
he's going to, I bet you he's
I
going
would be more...
lift me to the top.
No. You know why? You don't have time to wait for him to come
I
back.
know.
You don't. T.Y. Hilton, on the other hand, I would be interested to see if they keep on this trend. That's the thing. You're going to look at... Keep in mind that players never do good for the whole season unless their name is Cooper Kupp.
Unless your
Okay.
name is Cooper Kupp.
So, if they've been doing well, expect a downfall. Being that
Well.
we've got T.Y. Hilton back for 1 week as the alpha, although Michael Pittman looked fantastic too. But he's the number one receiver. If you had asked me before the season started, I would have said T.Y. Hilton. Carson Wentz
Yeah.
is a throwing quarterback who's been forced to be mobile because he doesn't want his legs broken.
I had Pittman last year.
Who wasn't that great last year.
He wasn't. He was, yeah.
Right. So I would be interested in grabbing Hilton more than I would be interested in grabbing Gallup. This one, I would be very interested in watching, and if I can grab him, I would like to grab and watch Rashad Bateman. I think that he's on a bye. Nobody's going to want them. So grab him, and let's hope that that upside is coming.
Hang on.
They've been
1 second.
targeting
I have
him
a
a
text
lot.
message here. I got to answer.
Okay, well, I'm going to move on to the tight ends. I believe that Robert Tonyan is only worth 1 week of your time. I don't
I'm
think...
hoping it's this week because I'm trying to pick him up.
It's this week. This is the week to use him, but I would
Just
be...
because I need a flyer, and I'm like, please.
Yeah, no, 1 week only on Robert Tonyan. He hasn't done good for the rest of the season. I'm not interested in grabbing and holding him. If I was going to grab one of these and hold him, it's going to be either Uzama or Fryermuth. Hopefully, I would think Uzama, that the Bengals have like a stigma attached to them because they were terrible for so many years with the Red Rocket there. But
The Red Rocket.
yeah,
I love that.
but I mean, CJ Uzama had a huge up week last week. Maybe they'll think that that's a usable asset for them in the future. There's really nobody else there to challenge him. So he's basically just another target for Joe Burrow, who's a good passer. So sign me up for CJ Uzama. And the thing that scares me about Pat Fryermuth, is where I would put him lower, is Ben. Ben is...
I wouldn't take that.
What?
I saw that. When I was looking for tight ends, he was like in the top 5 available.
Fryermuth?
I was like, for that exact reason.
You know, the trouble is that all of the tight ends suck this year, unless their name is Travis Kelce. And
Actually, Andrews hasn't been terrible.
Andrews has been pretty
He's
good.
been okay, but he's probably in the top 3. And then once really you get outside of the top 5 tight ends across the league, they are all just like trashy this year.
Hit or miss, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this list like I'd be interested to
Arnold.
grab and watch Dan Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Alley Cox says, don't tell me that he's not taken. Because if he isn't, grab him.
In
But
one of my leagues, he's not. I don't know which one.
it's not ours.
Could be my other one then. I saw him on the wire.
Take him. I would take him.
I'm not sold on Corkland.
Nope, Conklin sucks. I don't want anybody that is a bear at all. I do not. No, thank you.
Because you'll be lucky if they're playing with the whole COVID thing.
Nope, absolutely not. So, now, I ask you, over-unders. Where do you get your over-unders? You're the one that usually does it.
Oh, yeah. I'll get him up. Hold on.
And meanwhile, I'll tell you if I care about the transaction trends. Ready? That's usually what I do last.
Fight!
Do I care about the top 10 transaction trends? Do I care about defenses? Yes, against the Jets, I do care that you should pick up the Cincinnati Bengals. Against the Jacksonville Jaguars, do I think that you should pick up Seattle? I'm not buying that because
Neither am I.
I worry about Geno Smith and the lack of need to for Jacksonville to play hard.
Yeah, I am not sold on
I don't think I would want.
that.
I don't think that the.
I think it's a big risk to take.
Yeah, absolutely not. Alan Lazard, I would be willing to grab him and hold him, I guess, as a transaction trend. I assume he's being dropped, though, more than he's being added.
Well, this week he'll be probably getting dropped because he's in COVID protocol right now. So.
Greg Joseph, 100% yes. I would pick him up. You know why? Because he's the number 2 kicker in fantasy football, and I don't even follow that. But you know what? I should probably trade my kicker for Greg Joseph. Kenny Gainwell, we already knew about that. Tyler Bass, I assume he's getting picked up. He is the number 1 kicker in fantasy football. I assume he's getting picked up because he got dropped in his bye week last week. So, yes, you should upgrade your kicker with either one of those two. And they've both gone on their bye, so you can keep them forever. Randall Cobb, I am still interested in him because he is an asset that Aaron Rodgers refused to sign unless they got him back. So he's trying to use him on his own without the coaching staff's blessing. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is another kicker. Is Evan McPherson. It's just because it's against the Jets. So he's going to get 1 million points this week if you needed him for a 1 week, I guess. But I'd be more interested in keeping one of the other 2.
Take anybody who plays the Jets.
For longer. Jared Cook is a tight
Jets,
end against us. Not interested, but I might be interested in him as a tight end for the Chargers going forward. Jared Cook was the tight end for the Saints. He did great with Drew Brees for years and years and years. Why can't he play with Herbert?
Coach picked him up and went without a kicker this week. Wow.
In my league, I would have made you pick up a kicker because a real football team would not go on the field without a kicker, regardless. So if you're a real fantasy football team, you have to have a kicker. And then the last one is...
You got some
Boston
wacky
Scott.
rules.
No, you have to play a legal lineup is not a wacky rule.
That's a wacky rule.
It is not a wacky rule. You have to play all your positions. You can't just take a 0. I'm sorry, you gotta drop somebody that you like. Although there are some kickers that I've picked up and gotten 0 points from them, or negative points we get out of things sometimes. Like when they surprise, like I'm gonna throw a ball. Oh, just kidding! I'm gonna sack for negative yardage. Yay. All right, tell me about your over-unders.
Over-unders. So let's go through the week. So the over-unders and point spread, right? So Green Bay and Arizona, we have a 6.5 point.
Yeah, that's going to be
spread.
wild. I cannot wait to watch that game.
50.5 point over-under, and Arizona is favored with a -275.
I think that I believe that Arizona would be favored. I think that you're going to be watching very much a pre-Super Bowl NFC showdown in advance.
So, next up, Carolina and Atlanta, 46 point over-under, a 3-point spread.
I'm not grabbing Tim Tebow. Ever.
And Atlanta
Even
is favored.
physically in person, I would never grab Tim Tebow.
Although Atlanta is not favored by that much, but Atlanta is favored.
Carolina's got to figure something out. Unless, magically Sam Darnold... you know what? He turned into the Sam Darnold of the Seeing Ghosts.
Yeah.
That's what
Seeing Ghosts. So this one's interesting. Not surprising, but interesting. The Rams in Houston. The Rams are a -1,000. So that's almost like a guaranteed win at that point.
Is anybody not guaranteed to win against Houston?
It's a 14.5 point spread with a 47 over-under. I don't know about that over-under.
Oh, yeah, no, the Rams will score that many points on their
I was
own.
going to say that seems really low.
Yes, they'll
I
score
would take
40
the
points,
over.
and Houston will get 7. That'll happen. I believe it.
I would definitely take the over.
Take the over? No, the under. They're gonna feel bad. They're gonna
feel bad. So
We didn't feel bad.
Cincinnati and the Jets. Cincinnati's a -450. It's a
Absolutely.
10-point spread. a 43.5
That's
over
it.
under.
A 10-point spread. You know what that says to me? That means that Vegas believes more in Joe Flacco
Than
they did in Zach Wilson.
White or Wilson.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
So Tennessee and Indy. Tennessee's
That's gonna be a
favored
good game.
at a -115. It's a 1-point spread and a 50.5 over under.
It's gonna be a shootout. I love it. I can't wait.
That is going to be
I wanna
that.
see it.
That's probably going to be the game of the week to watch.
No, Thursday. Thursday's the game of the week to watch.
Really, you think the Thursday game is?
Yeah, Green Bay, Arizona.
Yes.
Absolutely. Also, I
Um,
never get to see Arizona play because you still haven't given me a Sunday
Oh,
ticket. So I'm
let
pumped.
me write it down for you.
Absolutely pumped.
What are we looking at here? We are Tennessee, Indy, Philly, and Detroit. There's an interesting matchup.
No.
Philly is favored, 3-point spread, 48 over under.
Why do you think that's interesting? It's going to be another week of just slaughter of the Lions.
Because
it's sad. It's sad. It's like watching.
I'm like, well, it's interesting because
It's like watching the Discovery Channel where you're seeing the hippopotamus eat a gazelle baby.
But I'm thinking like, oh well, this is
That's
cute.
what it's going to be.
Philadelphia, if they really mess up or somebody gets hurt, Detroit may have a chance to score a touchdown.
No.
Put a
Did you
point or
see
two
what
on the
they-
board.
You and I watched the Rams
Yeah, they were.
versus the Lions.
That was like disgusting.
They were, they put up a valiant effort. They were fighting tooth and nail, and the
They
Rams
were.
were just like,
They were.
just hold you back. I got you. Are you all done?
You think you're gonna score?
Yeah, it was awful. Breaks my little heart.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Cleveland's favored, 3.5 points.
Yeah.
42.5.
Have you seen Pittsburgh
Over
play
under.
this year?
And their defense was supposed to be one of the better ones at the beginning of the year. They were slated to be one of the better ones.
Uh-huh.
I am glad I dropped them like week 2
You
and
know
picked
what?
up a different one.
Because
But
we were drafting on memories.
we were. I was like, oh yeah, they'll be good. They're always solid.
No,
No.
they're not.
San Fran and Chicago. San Fran is favored, 3.5 points, 39.5 over under.
Do you think that they're gonna put Trey Lance versus Justin Fields? Because that I would be interested in watching.
So I would say that the NFL's looking at it, going, please do that.
Yes.
And I'm sure the NFL can't tell them to play certain guys. Like
I know.
But that would be a matchup.
That's what I think is going to happen.
And,
I
there's
think
always
they would've
backdoor
played-
deals. So
I think they would have played Trey Lance last week if he wasn't potentially injured. Because it
Mm.
would have been a better matchup against the Colts.
So this one will interest a lot of people here. So we have the Bills game. So it's Miami and Buffalo. Of course, Buffalo is favored
That's
to
going to
win.
be another slaughter fest.
It is. It's a 13.5 point spread, and it's like a 48 under over.
Just I hope that they don't kill Tua.
Poor Tua.
Like physically.
He's gonna get the
destroy him.
stuffing knocked out of him.
Yes, he is.
So this is interesting. New England and the Chargers.
Only a 5.5 spread?
Well, it's a 5.5 point spread. The Chargers are favored to win at 225, and it's a 48.5 under over. But the percentage of people betting on the spread, 76% are betting
New England.
New England on the spread.
They must have just watched only last week's game.
I guess. I don't know. I would not.
I'm not.
I would not bet New England on that spread.
I am expecting that. I have a superstition that I have to eat a cupcake if the.
Hello,
Patriots are
Lisa
doing bad
T.
to
Lisa
help-
T's here.
To help them do better, I eat cupcakes.
You eat cupcakes.
I don't think there's enough cupcakes in the world to beat the Chargers.
I don't think there is either.
I don't even care if I ate like a whole 24.
You could just eat you should just
I
bake
could
like
eat a whole bunch. It
the
wouldn't matter.
cupcake. Right? You should just make like the cupcake, and then have the frosting separate, and just eat them both separately.
I should. If
instead
I
of together.
even bother, I should just pie myself in the face with a cake. It
Oh,
would
you
be-
heard it here first. She's gonna pie herself in the face with
It
a
would
cake.
be better. Odds.
I get face painting. She gets a pieing.
I've always wanted to pie somebody else in the face, but I would be willing to take a pie in the face.
So there we go.
But can we do it when it's either warm weather or your house so it makes a mess here?
Sure.
Warm weather outside at my house.
Jacksonville and Seattle. Seattle's favored 3.5 points. 43.5 under over. Washington and Denver.
Excuse me, who's favorite?
Seattle.
With Geno Smith?
It's Jacksonville.
Have you seen Geno Smith?
I know, but it's Jacksonville. They're one step removed from Detroit.
Are they that bad?
They are.
Okay.
One step removed from Detroit. They're not as bad as Detroit. They're like literally one step above. So Washington and Denver. Denver is favored with 3 points and a 43.5 under over. Tampa Bay and New Orleans. New Orleans.
Wait, I missed the last game. Who was it?
Washington and Denver.
Oh,
Denver
trash
by
versus
3.
trash.
Yeah.
Go on.
Tampa and New Orleans. So Tampa's obviously favored there at 225. And it's a 5-point spread, which I think is maybe a little bit closer than I would have
Coach has
thought.
agreed to pie me with pumpkin pie in the face.
Cool.
I believe it should be like a banana cream or something that's like real loose. Because like if it's like an apple pie to the face, it's like no fun.
We're gonna do blueberry.
Blueberry would be good.
The blueberry's gonna stain. You're gonna look like Violet from
I'm
Willy
gonna
Wonka
wear
walking
all
into
old
work.
clothes. And it's gonna this lovely new floor we put in. It's gonna change colors.
So the Bucks are favored by 5 at 50.5 for the over under. We are getting. Are we getting to the end?
We got 2 more.
These are the last 2, right? Yeah, these have got to be the
Dallas,
last 2.
Minnesota.
So Dallas and Minnesota. Dallas is favored 2.5 points, 54.5 under over, and
I would like to watch that game. Oh, it's Sunday night, so we will.
yeah, and then the
'Cause
New
I
York
wouldn't be
Giants.
surprised if Minnesota comes back on that.
I would love to see Minnesota win, personally.
I would, as the new Dalvin Cook owner, so would I.
So would you, right?
I like the over under too. Sounds good to me.
And then you got the Giants and Kansas City. Kansas City is favored at minus 500. It's a 10-point spread and a 52.5 under over. I think 10 points is generous. I don't see Kansas City winning that game by 10 points. I just don't.
I hope,
I don't.
for the sake of Kansas City, I'm sorry, you New Yorkers, I hope you're all Bills fans. I would hope for the sake of Kansas City that they can right the ship
Well,
with the Giants.
and I can see Kansas City losing that game. I really
can
do.
Too.
That's
the way they played last week. I can see them losing that game too.
I can't believe that there's a 10-point spread in Kansas City's favor. I just don't see it.
But as I traded away Kadarius Toney owner, I hope not, so I don't cry myself to sleep at night.
Yes, we don't want no crying. There's no crying in football or fantasy football.
No, I have yet to cry at fantasy football, but with a trade like that, I might. Jonathan Taylor's going to be fantastic this week, so it looks good.
Coach says be careful. Banana cream, no kid show.
Different. Okay, vanilla cream. Let's go with vanilla cream.
Oh gosh.
With them, look at you. He's gonna banana cream. You're getting the blueberries. This is turning
Right?
into some kind of vulgar.
It's gonna be a big fruit pie. Let's see.
I had a birthday party once.
Once?
I've had many. But because I've always wanted to pie somebody in the face, I figured other people had always wanted to pie people in the face. And we did a game that the winner got a prize and they didn't know what it was. And the prize was to pie second place in the face. And they were so excited. It was the great, and all it was is just like classic store-bought crust with whipped cream. But it was the greatest thing that ever happened.
I'm just reading through the chat here. Let's see.
Devora. False. I've seen several men cry over football.
Oh, yes. All right.
What is that?
That is pig snout.
Sure it is.
So she's laughing
Snoring.
laughing so hard you're snorting.
Sure
Yeah.
it is. Sure it's a pig snout.
Pig snout.
A little dog.
All right. So. Ooh, wow, we're at the hour and a half mark.
Yes, sir.
We done good.
Yeah. At the beginning, I was like, what are we going to talk about for an hour and a half? Boy, do I have no idea.
Well, it looks like we
Nobody's-
filled it.
Nobody said that we were speaking a foreign language
No,
today, so
no,
it must be
that's
just
good.
fantasy people on today. I think it's Coaster Mom is our support. That
Yes.
she's just here to gamble.
There could be a few of them. Or some of them do play in the league, so I know they do. Yeah, Max. Oh, poor Max. All right. So, without further ado, I think we'll wrap this up.
Sure.
And we will be back. Oh, you know what's so sad? We're going to come back with our last Tin Can Thursday of Oktoberfest. That's sad.
It's
that
only
is
sad
really
if you don't
sad.
want to keep going out to dinner.
Well, no, it's just sad because Oktoberfest is over. We'll have plenty of other great places to go. It's
I
just
mean,
it
we
won't be
don't have to go
Oktoberfest.
out
So
every Thursday, but
it's kind of nice to go to a brewery. Not
it
gonna
is
lie.
kind of nice to go out.
Maybe we'll maybe after Oktoberfest is done, we'll hit up Chart Oak
Oh yeah, I haven't been there in a long time.
so we can sit at the bar and eat and drink there.
I want to show
Which would be
everybody the
great,
beef
but
curtains, and
The
I
beef
don't. I
curtains.
don't mean it that way. My brother,
Can't believe
these are like meat drapes.
meat. Yes, yes.
You mean like beef curtains?
Beef curtains are like meat drapes.
Perfect. And
So,
that's an appetizer at this restaurant that Sean wants to go to. So
Yes, it is. And you get like 4 slices, thick slices of bacon.
yeah, they actually have a little
I don't know. I mean,
clothespin on
it's
it.
like, I'm trying to think. If I remember correctly, I think it was like $11 for the 4 slices
It's
of bacon.
quite expensive.
It was very expensive. So, anyways, Halloween party with a question mark.
I'm having a Halloween party.
She is having a Halloween party. Oh, a live stream from the Halloween party?
Listen, I tried to get him to live stream pumpkin carving,
yeah.
and he didn't do that.
I
So.
did not. I was writing papers for my master's degree.
Is it salty bacon?
Salty nuts.
Salty nuts?
Yes. That's a joke that's been going on since I sold Stella's. So,
Sell
So,
salty nuts.
we are going to do a couple of things. Maybe, how many people are going to
We
your
are not,
party?
again. We are not married. He's married
What?
to the producer,
Who said that? Wait, what?
Lee.
Oh.
Married if you're the same person.
Yeah.
That's the wife over there.
My producer says can't be married if you're the same person.
Indeed.
So,
Did you listen to my advice today? You're gonna sneaky pick up somebody that I was talking about.
I did not listen to this.
See,
Mm-hmm.
good.
I'm dealing with bleeding dog.
Oh, Both?
So,
This is big. This is the big little thing on it.
oh yeah.
Mm.
So, here's what we're gonna do: is we will debate
There's a
whether we're gonna stream the
okay.
Halloween party or not.
You can
I
if you
know.
want. I don't care.
Maybe. But I may do a small stream on Halloween night just for a little bit before I land at my fire station permanently. Just walking around my neighborhood because there's always a ton of kids, provided the weather's good. But I have talked with producer Stephanie, and we are going to do Christmas lights at Roger Williams,
I didn't know that was a
and
thing.
we want to go to Springfield.
Roger
to the big
Williams, yeah, I've never been to the one in Springfield.
So the one in Springfield is quite large.
All right, I know none
So-
of y'all are from Springfield, but is Golden Corral open in Springfield?
Ooh, that I do not know.
Are buffets back open in Massachusetts?
Maybe.
Because there is no, just so you know, I have to drive
Yes.
two
Yes.
hours and 15 minutes to get
They
to
must
a
be
Golden
because the Chinese buffet in Dartmouth is open.
Corral. Really?
So I'm assuming, yeah, you know the one that was at Peking,
I
whatever
know
there?
the
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It's open.
Is it open as a buffet
Yes.
or as a table service?
No, as a buffet.
Because it was open as table service.
It was
for
open as a
pandemic.
buffet at the end of June, beginning of July.
Interesting.
Because we went there for a grad party.
Well,
so-
maybe I'll go see Christmas lights if you agree to go to the Golden. Oh, we also want to go. I don't know. You should see if you want to live stream this. I've never gone with you.
What?
To the Brazilian grill.
Ooh, we could do that
where
too.
I get the meat sweats.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we've been talking about that recently.
We should go there. So we'll get to the Brazilian grill. Typically, what Stephanie and I have done.
Coach N says Golden Corral is closed.
It's closed.
Is that-
it could be.
Is that closed in New York, or you went through Springfield?
He passes
he goes all
through
around
that
the place.
area a lot, Springfield, because of the softball thing. So he's probably pretty accurate. But when
Well,
we
I
go,
can still take you to get the meat sweats.
when we go out to Springfield, though, typically,
Wait, what do you mean? Yup, it's open. Who's open? Did you change your mind?
I don't know.
Did you just Google it, Coach, and now it's open?
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
just
So you
checking.
just checked.
Okay.
When we go out to Springfield, though, Stephanie and I and
It's a
and
drive-through,
Stella,
right? Is that
What's
the
a
one that
dri-
you went
Yeah,
to?
yeah, it's a drive-through. But what we've done is we've gone. There's been a TGI Fridays around the corner, but we can go to the Golden Corral. We
Brazilian
get something to
grill.
eat first. So we eat and then we
Yes,
go and drive
Devora.
through.
It gives me so much meat sweats. Like physical water coming down my face.
It goes to mom. Meat drapes. Now the meat sweats.
Yeah.
Coast to mom, you killing me. I love it.
I mean, I assume y'all have been to a Brazilian barbecue, which is where they come around with the
It's really
swords and they
good.
go like,
I
"You
heard-
want the top sirloin?" Why, yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I know. What did you say? I'm turning your channel into a mukbang.
Yeah, mukbang. We're gonna do some mukbanging. Yep. So you're gonna get at least 2 Christmas light streams at a
Right.
minimum.
So
One's at Roger Williams, which I'm assuming is a walkthrough,
You-
very
you
much
should-
like the Jack O' Lantern
you
thing.
should
I've never
also
been
take
that
them
one,
to
so,
the local
we could do the lights
celeb
on.
status.
Yeah.
La Salette. That's
Yep.
like nationally
Yep.
accredited.
So La Salette's near us. Lights on in Taunton is another one.
More
So-
meat than I can handle. Sure.
We will. we will.
You
we will
can't. You
be
gotta get
making
your
the
money's
rounds.
worth of the meats. I just can't say no.
See what I'm. Yeah. See what the site will do to you.
And if you're feeling a little bit too meaty, you can switch to the sugary
Oh,
pineapples.
Devora. Oh gosh.
Anywho.
Anyways, so
Yeah, we have chicken hearts too.
yeah.
Uncle Orville.
So I would say that
They just taste like little garlic balls though. They're like intense. Chicken hearts. I'm not sure what I've never had one outside of the Brazilian grill. I'm not sure what they're supposed to taste like beyond that, but I'm pretty sure they didn't want me to taste whatever it tasted like, so they just were like, if we put it all in garlic.
congrats to Brian K. All right, good deal. Yep. So those are some of the things coming up in between there. For those of you that like to carry the torch of hashtag give her your wallet, you're going to be very happy as we are going to be doing some Christmas shopping streams as well.
Y'all have
So-
fun with that. I'ma stay home.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow with the camera and try to entertain people. So,
The adorable dog is staring at me. You need to end this stream
oh
so I
yeah,
can pet it.
so you can go better. Too meaty, is there such a thing? There is no such thing as too much meat.
I mean,
You just sweat a little more.
dude, you've never been. I
Just
literally,
sweat a little more.
There is no doubt in my mind that I gain at least 6 pounds.
I would believe it by the
At
sounds of it.
least.
Although, have you ever heard of the Nordic Lodge?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't been there in a long time, but I've gone a few times to there. Oh, my
Actually,
Lanta.
I heard that
It's really
that's
expensive.
reopened too.
Really expensive, but really, really good. It's
Yeah.
all the seafood and steak
It's like,
you can
yeah,
handle.
it's like fillet and lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm allergic to shrimp, so I
man.
have to be super careful about what they do.
Ooh. No, you cannot. I have 1.5 that does just well on their own. She needs no encouragement.
Yeah. You know who, to be honest, give her your wallet. Shawn needs no encouragement. He's very good at finding things that he wants to buy on his own.
Yes. Yes.
So
They want me to give Stephanie the wallet and just like let her go wild.
Once you let the producer and the little influencer in on it, forget it. These people.
Lee, that is 100% true. You always pay extra money. A lot of money for the extra
Okay,
meat.
but
It's
for
like,
serious, at the Brazilian Grill, you actually don't pay any extra money.
You don't.
If anybody was wondering.
All right. Anyways, so we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully, you've all hit the like button. Got you gambling out of you. If I ask nicely.
Listen, if we give him a few beers first, he might not even notice you here.
Yeah, I mean, you could just like show up and be like, "Hey, wait, who's that?" Oh, I don't know. Give me another beer.
The meat status.
Sarasota.
Okay, yeah, great. Oh yeah, it is if you buy it at a place.
It is.
You get
Yeah.
at Chipotle, but it is not extra at the Brazilian Grill. It's always,
Shona's like, I'm gonna go get some meat now.
I'm telling you, you wouldn't be sad. All the meats are fantastic.
Oh boy, you're in trouble now, Lee. You're in trouble now. Meat blocker. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to pack this up and end this thing. Another great Touchdown Tuesday. Myself and Lindsay. So,
I hope we helped you.
yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the entertainment
If
that we provided.
yes, if nothing more, I hope you laughed at us.
At least, you should at least be laughing. Because if you can't laugh at any of this, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you just getting here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get some subscribers in here. Hopefully we can break 200 by the end of the month. I think we're going to do it. I have a funny feeling we're going to do it. Hopefully the Halloween stream will push us over the edge. And at 200, yes, she will do some face painting. It's time to head to Canada now. Yep. It's time to head to Canada. So, we'll see everybody later. Everybody have a great night. Thank you.